You're watching this video because something in you knows that the only thing left standing between you and your potential is what you believe. More specifically, the beliefs that limit you. Here's the first thing you need to know. Your beliefs aren't real. They feel real, they shape your reality, but they can be changed, and you can change them fast if you know how. This isn't another version of recycled motivational advice. What I'm going to show you might not be exciting, but it works. It's Neuro Linguistic Programming, and I've been using it for more than a decade to transform my life and the lives of my clients. So if you're done with your limiting beliefs holding you back, you're in the right place. Ever tried to prove a belief wrong? For example, perhaps when you were younger, you wanted to prove to yourself or to anyone that you could be a success. How did that work out for you? Probably not well. Even if you had succeeded at whatever it was you were pursuing, it didn't make you feel like a successful person for more than just a few moments, did it? It didn't stick. The truth is, you were running from what you truly believed. When people feel the need to prove something, like the need to prove that they're successful, it's because deep down, you believe that you're a failure. But no one wants to admit that harsh reality. In order to outrun the persistent feeling that they are a failure, some people will create extraordinary success in their life, the kind that makes everyone say, wow. But inside, they're collapsing. This is what creates imposter syndrome. Despite mountains of external proof to the contrary, deeply held limiting beliefs can hold you hostage for decades. Because when we try to prove beliefs wrong, not only does it not destroy them, it actually strengthens them. It's intuitive, though, to try to prove to yourself and to the entire world that you are what you want to believe, which is why pretty much everyone goes about it this way, but it doesn't work. It just adds more fuel to the problem. The first step to destroying limiting beliefs is to identify your limiting beliefs. Sounds obvious, right? But this might be more difficult than you expect. It's possible that you spent years suppressing it. The mind can be very creative when it comes to hiding painful beliefs from yourself. Now you're letting your guard down and facing the hairy, scary truth. So start by thinking about something you want to do, but that you're not doing. It could be starting that business you've always wanted, changing your career later in life, or even starting your YouTube channel. Ask yourself, what stops me? Keep following that trail until you find the belief that's actually running the show, the barrier that's holding you back. You may need to sit with it for a while and spend some time journaling about it to bring the belief to the surface. The truth it reveals might not be comfortable. Be willing to accept it and know that there's a solution. There's a way to resolve it. So be brave. You're not going to get stuck as long as you follow the process I'm giving you. Before I knew NLP, I would have never admitted to myself that I believed I was a failure. But looking back, I can see how much I was functioning from that belief. I was trying to prove that I could be successful, but everything I tried was tied to the inescapable belief that I would fail. The real shift started when I got honest with myself. I stopped trying to fight or run from the belief. I said, if I want to change this, I have to own it first. Denial is an empty promise. It will not protect you. All it did was keep me stuck. You can't fix a problem that you're pretending doesn't exist. This is where most people stay stuck, unconsciously living under the influence of beliefs they're completely unaware of. So get radically honest with yourself. At the same time, don't beat up on yourself. Don't blame and shame yourself. That will not help you, and it's completely unnecessary. It will only distract you. This is about uncovering the beliefs that are keeping you down. Adding more pain and emotion to it just makes it worse. Once you've identified the limiting belief, you might feel tempted to justify its existence. Maybe it goes back to something that happened in childhood, like a trauma. But if you start validating the existence of the belief, even with real pain, you make it stronger. You're not healing it, you're reinforcing it. Your trauma may be real. The pain was real. No one is saying it wasn't. But that doesn't mean the belief it created has to stay. The trauma was bad enough. Don't let it keep dictating your life through a belief that doesn't serve you. Let the trauma be what it was, and don't let it write your future. Once you've identified the belief, ask yourself, what would I rather believe instead? This is important. If you don't choose the direction you want to go, your mind will stay stuck where it is, or worse. There are plenty of people who will tell you what you should believe. Even if they're well-meaning, choose what you want to believe based on you and what you want. You don't need anyone else to tell you that. For me, I wanted to believe I was a successful person. That became my new direction. It gave me a focus that didn't require proving anything. I needed to gather evidence instead. This is where NLP comes in, more specifically an NLP process called mapping across. Even if you've heard of it before, keep watching because a lot of people get it wrong. In NLP, mapping across means taking something that already works well in one part of your life and mapping the structure of it to a part that doesn't. We don't just believe something based on facts. We believe something based on how well organized and structured the information is in our minds. We think it's the content of our beliefs that makes a belief strong, but really it's how the information is represented that determines strength and certainty of how you feel about it. When you watch a great movie, for example, you're not thinking about the editing, but it's the editing that tells you what kind of movie you're watching and how to feel about what you're seeing and hearing. The editing is unconscious. The story and the actors are what you're conscious of. On YouTube, you can find videos where editors take a comedy and re-edit it to feel like a horror movie and vice versa. This illustrates exactly what I mean. It's the same footage. The only thing that's different is the editing, which is structure. The footage of the actors is content. You can structure and restructure that content in endless ways that will give a different emotional experience with each version. That's what NLP enables you to do, to be the conscious editor of your experiences so that you can change how you feel and create beliefs that serve you without having to suppress memories or fake anything. Mapping across is a great NLP technique for this. The events of your life that have already happened don't need to change. You also don't need to wait to live more experiences that support the beliefs you want to believe. You've already lived a wealth of experiences that will support the beliefs you need in order to fulfill your potential. All it takes is restructuring how you represent those events in your mind. Let's go deeper. First, listen to what I'm going to give you so you have a general understanding. Then get the free Mapping Across PDF linked in the description of this video and do the exercise. If you struggle with any of it, come back to this video and watch it again for help. You can also ask questions in the comments. I will reply to you. When you think of something you strongly believe, chances are it didn't come from just one experience. Most beliefs are built from repeated examples, especially if they started in childhood. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your personality is still forming. That's when most of your core beliefs take shape. Most beliefs created after the age of 7 are usually extensions of those core beliefs. So once you've identified a limiting belief, ask, what examples am I depending on to support this? For example, when I believed I was a failure, I had about 10 to 20 experiences in my life, things I didn't accomplish that made me feel like a failure. They were organized in a structure that made that feeling feel undeniable. That's the next step. Where are these examples located? If you're new to NLP, this might sound strange, but your brain organizes information in the space around you. You might think it's all happening in your head, but when you recall an image of a loved one, it probably appears somewhere in front of your face, to the left, to the right, up, down. That position matters. Your mind put it there for a reason. Same with sounds. If you remember something someone said, the voice might seem like it's coming from your right ear or maybe off to the left. That location of where you put this information tells your brain how important or true it is. So once you've identified the examples supporting your limiting belief, answer these questions. Where are the examples located in your personal space? Do they show up one at a time or all at once like a collage? Are they visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or a combination? Are you associated inside the memory or are you disassociated like watching yourself like a movie? That structure is what gives your beliefs their emotional weight. Now, we flip it. Take that same structure and start feeding it examples of the new belief that you want to believe. Remember, I wanted to believe I was successful? So I started gathering examples, even the smallest ones, of times I succeeded. Everything from learning to tie my shoes when I was a kid to graduating high school and college, and on to surviving Los Angeles and starting my first business. Following through, especially when I felt like quitting, as well as times that I accidentally succeeded. All of it counts. Then I mapped those examples into the same structure where the failure belief had been sitting. Same space, same structure, all organized exactly in the way that my failure examples were organized. Suddenly, everything shifted, not because I changed my past, but because I changed how I was organizing it. Don't ignore small wins. Your brain doesn't need epic proof. It needs consistent structure and continuity across time. Find several examples, no matter how small, that supports the new belief you want. Then install them using the same structural elements you identified from the limiting belief. Use the free PDF in the description of this video to help you. And if you want me to walk you through this process step by step in a live stream, drop a comment below. If enough people are interested, I'll demo the full thing live. In the pursuit of fulfilling your potential and creating the life you want to live, you will encounter difficult things that can stop you unless you know how to deal with them. The best way to deal with them is to enjoy them. If you want to know how to do that, check out this next video.